In the last episode, we discussed Sonic 4's homing attack, and how it, along with the game's physics alterations, allowed for a different playstyle than the Genesis Sonic games. And with the angry mob steadily closing in, I realized now might be a good time to change the subject to Sonic Mania. In Sonic Mania, Sonic now has the ability to perform a drop dash. To a new user, it appears as an alternative method of activating the spindash, an ability where Sonic launches from a stationary crouch into high speed instantly. But make no mistake, the drop dash is an entirely separate ability with its own applications and nuances. The most important difference is in how the move is executed. With the spindash, you must come to a complete stop, then you must crouch, and finally mash the jump button. After releasing your crouch, you will launch in whatever direction Sonic is facing in a rolling state. With a drop dash, you must manually jump, just being launched in the air isn't good enough, then hold the jump button in midair. On landing, Sonic will be propelled in whatever direction the player is currently attempting to move, also in a rolling state. The speed increase isn't as high as the spin dash, meaning you can't always use it as a substitute, but it can be executed much faster, more easily, and most important, more fluidly relative to the player's actions before triggering it. If I may be so bold as to bring up the homing attack again, when I found out about Sonic Mania, I was a bit disappointed they opted not to include a homing attack, instead including this fancy newfangled drop dash thing I was certain I'd never use. I'd always felt that there was a lot of potential for the homing attack in 2D Sonic, and while Sonic 4 did have the homing attack, there was clearly room for improvement. Really clear room for improvement. I want to make it clear at this moment, while bringing up Sonic 4, that it is a game that needed improvement and wasn't perfect, and please do not wave that in my face, it looks rather sharp and on fire! Mostly what I mean is that the homing attack application in Sonic 4 is, you know, a homing attack. If an enemy is in range of the homing attack, it functions totally differently than if you used it without enemies in sight. Sonic automatically moves to the enemy's position and then bounces off and stays stationary in the air for a second. I feel it would be better to instead remove the homing part of the homing attack entirely, making it only a mid-air launch. You could use it to attack enemies, but you'd have to actually time it and prepare to go barreling into whatever happens to be behind them. This way, you get all the movement options I mentioned in my last video without trivializing platforming around enemies, allowing you to move through those enemies fast and making the homing attack a more consistent movement option rather than being context sensitive. But after playing Mania, I came to realize that the drop dash is an addition that allows for momentum upping options like the ones provided by the homing attack in Sonic 4, but at the same time strengthens the game's focus on delivering an experience faithful to the Genesis classics. Want to go from a slow jog to a high-speed roll? Do a drop dash. Need to reverse direction on a dime? Do a drop dash. Want a fast way up that half-pipe slope? Drop dash. In the middle of a roll, losing speed? Do a drop dash. Not at a good angle to reach that nearby platform? Well, okay. The drop dash isn't helping you there, because you missed the jump before you even left the ground. You see, with the homing attack, Sonic is given extra mobility in the air. Having that mid-air movement option means that he's no longer at the mercy of physics after making a jump. You're still in control, while in the classic games, once again, you have to know where you're going to land before you make the jump. This still holds true in Sonic Mania. While use of the drop dash is technically an option the player makes in midair, its effects are only realized on the ground, meaning the player still has to know where they're going to land in advance. And provided they've accurately made their jump, they'll be rewarded with the drop dash's boost of speed. With the homing attack, you react to the terrain in the moment, but with the drop dash, you have to have knowledge of the terrain you're on and know both where you'll trigger the drop dash and what lies in the direction it sends you. It increases the player's options while still requiring they put themselves at the mercy of the physics system. And, all that said, just ignoring any of the silly game design stuff, I also feel I should get it off my chest that the drop dash is just friggin' awesome! Oh my god, look at this! Oh my god! Look at how so speed! Eggbutt's just doing his thing all! Waha, Sonic, I'm going to make you dead. And Sonic's just, hurry up, I don't have time for this, gotta go, go, go. Got time sticking down, got places to be. After the boss is dead, I like to just keep doing this over and over and over and over and let Tails eventually get bored and open the capsule on his own. Like, geez, Sonic, stop showing off. And then there's the auto run bosses, which just, Jesus, it's like its own challenge run to just show off and never go into the running animation. Just keep drop dashing all over the place. It's the most hardcore disrespect you can give these guys. It's just good. But what do you think? Have you been using the drop dash as much as I have? Is it faithful to the Genesis games? And do you feel it's that big a game changer? Let's get a discussion going in the comments. Special thanks to all Patreon backers, including Eric, Lord Arensi, Weslam, and Zany Bands for making this video possible. Arigato gozaimasu desu for watching, and get out of my house.